What's up, y'all? Toya here, and I am back with another video for y'all. Before we get into the video, make sure you guys leave a like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Alright, y'all, we have some huge news that we have to discuss today. I usually do not post on weekends, but I got this information yesterday, and I was like, look, I have to go ahead and get a video out to you guys so everybody is up to date on what is going on. So, the DeliverThat app has made some changes to the Easy Cater tip pool. But before we go ahead and get into this update, I want to go ahead and kind of give a brief rundown on what the Easy Cater tip pool is and why there was so much controversy surrounding it. So the DeliverThat platform offers various catering orders that you can deliver. Their orders will come directly from the restaurant, some of them on the Olo platform, but Easy Cater is their primary catering partner. That's where they're going to get a majority of their orders from. Now, they thought it would be a good idea to use the tip pool, and essentially what the tip pool is that all of the tips from the Easy Cater orders that they receive, they go into a pool, and the tips are divided evenly across all of the drivers of those Easy Cater orders. And at initial glance, it may not seem like it's that bad of an idea, but as you start to get these orders, you can see where the issue lies. So again, like I stated, everyone will receive the same tip amount. So when you pick up an Easy Cater order, there's that section under gratuity. It says you're going to receive between $21 and $27 for that order for your tip. Of course, the delivery commission, all of the adjustments, incentives, all of that additional pay, that can vary, but that tip from the tip pool is going to be the same for all of the drivers. And that's for those small and big orders. But of course, for those larger orders, you're at a disadvantage. Say if you had a customer that left a $100 tip for that order, you're not going to get that full 100% tip. It's going into that pool, and you're just going to get a fraction of that. So there was a lot of controversy that surrounded the tip pool, and DeliverThat decided they wanted to go ahead and change things. So on October 11th, DeliverThat sent out an email advising that there is going to be a big change to the Easy Cater tipping system. So I'm going to go ahead and put the details of the email on screen. So if you guys want to read, you are welcome to pause and read. But I am going to go to the link that they advise you to click on for more information. And we're going to actually go through everything in detail as far as what's going to be happening with the tipping system for Easy Cater. So this page just takes you to the DeliverThat driver earnings breakdown. So it gives you all the information as far as when you're going to get paid, commissions, all of that, right? So for the gratuity section, they are advising that there are 3 types of gratuity on the DeliverThat platform. So you have your pre-delivery gratuity, post-delivery gratuity, and then your base gratuity, which is going to apply for the Easy Cater orders only. Now, pre-delivery gratuity, that's obviously going to be gratuity that is given to you up front prior to you completing that delivery. With post-delivery gratuity, personally, I have not dealt with post-delivery gratuity, but it does give you all the information that you need to know if you do have a situation where you're getting a tip after the fact. And of course, it's going over the section for the gratuity for Easy Cater orders. To ensure our drivers are fairly compensated for their hard work and to cover orders where no pre-delivery gratuity was added by the customer, we have established a base gratuity relative to the total order value of the Easy Cater delivery. Your gratuity and total earnings will be clearly disclosed within the app order details. And also keep in mind that this does take place on October 14th. So Monday, October 14th, that's when this kicks in. So if you still have orders scheduled for today, the 12th, or tomorrow, the 13th, you are still using the tip pool. So this does not take effect until October 14th on Monday. So they have a base gratuity earnings chart, and it shows you how much you're going to be earning for the gratuity, a minimum that you're going to be earning for each of the orders depending on the order total. So for anything up to $299.99, you're going to get a minimum of $10. For $300 to $699, you're getting $20. $700 to $999, $30, and so on and so forth, up to $5,000, where at that point, anything after $5,000 is going to be 10% of the total order. Now, personally, I kind of wish that they would just do 10% of the total order regardless of the total order amount. So if it's $300, you get $30 for the tip. If it's $1,000, you're getting $100, whatever it may be, right? But, you know, it's something. I guess you can say it's better than the tip pool. And it goes into the rest of the information as far as, you know, large orders, toll reimbursement, of course. And, you know, with the larger orders, if they are going to be splitting it between multiple drivers, then that tip is also going to be split. So yeah, if you want some more information, you are welcome to go to their page and look at all the details, but I just wanted to cover the primary information when it came to the ezCater tipping system. So personally, the way I see it, you know, one, I feel like it's about time they decided to change this, because, you know, with that tip pool, like I mentioned earlier, you know, it has its pros and its cons. So I used it to my advantage because, you know, if there were small orders, especially orders that were like less than $100, and if it was an ezCater order, I'm guaranteed to get at least like 25 bucks out of it. So, you know, that's a pretty good deal considering the size of the order. Like, I think there was one order that I did, it was a Potbelly's order, and I think I had 2 bags I had to deliver, and I just handed it off. It wasn't even a setup or anything, and I think I got like close to 30 bucks for that. So, you know, it came in clutch when you were dealing with those smaller orders, of course. But once you start scaling up, you know, then you're kind of like, okay, me just getting a $21 to $27 tip and I'm delivering $800 worth of food. My total payout might be like 35, 40 bucks, something like that. You know, there's a lot of factors that determine whether or not an order is worth it for, you know, the pay you're receiving. Of course, if you have to do setup or not, you know, the mileage you have to drive, and of course, you know, the amount of food that you're gonna have to deliver. So when you start scaling up a bit, you know, that tip pool, it just really wasn't fair. And speaking of the amount of food, as far as when it comes to pricing, you know, this is why I think it's a little bit harder to, you know, put orders in a bubble based off of the pay, because $500 worth of food from 2 different restaurants, the amount of food that you're transporting, it's going to be different. It's going to be different every single time. And in some cases, $500 from the same restaurant is going to be different sometimes. And it just depends on what's being ordered. So for instance, if you're ordering from, you know, an upscale, like steakhouse restaurant or something, say you get $1,000 worth of food from that restaurant, that might only be like maybe 2, maybe 3 catering bags worth of food, because each item, you know, each tray might be $100 by itself. So you're not really working with a lot of food. But if you order from like Wendy's or IHOP, $1,000 worth of that, you're probably going to be using 6, 7, 8, maybe even more bags, right? So I would say it is kind of difficult to go ahead and classify like, okay, this order should be paid this much based off of the food total, because the actual food amount that you're going to be working with, it's going to vary. You know, maybe they should start introducing item counts. You know, also item counts can also be kind of tricky as well, because an item count of 1 might be like a combo, and a combo might include like 2 or 3 trays of sides, maybe 2 entrees and a couple jugs of juice or something, right? That might be considered an item count of 1, because that's, well, 1 selection on that website, on that menu, right? You know, I feel like they still do need to tweak it a little bit more, in my opinion, because I just think it's kind of hard to gauge, you know, how much you should be getting paid, you know, for an order, because, you know, no 2 orders are going to be the same, right? But, you know, it's a start. I would definitely say it is a start. Now, the other thing I wanted to mention, and I'm not sure if they specified this in the thread or not, I'm just going to assume, but this minimum gratuity that you're receiving, I don't know if this is coming out of the customer's pockets or if this is coming out of DeliverThat's pocket. I'm just kind of going based off of the wording of it. You know, they're saying if there is no pre-delivery gratuity included, you know, you're going to receive this minimum gratuity. So assuming that the customer doesn't add a tip, they're making up for that. I mean, that's the only way that I can interpret that. I know we have conversations about tipping, or, you know, whether you should or shouldn't tip. In my opinion, especially when it comes to catering, catering is a different level of service that I personally believe that there should be mandatory gratuity because, like I said, you're receiving a different level of service. I know sometimes the company, they might just want you to drop it off. They may not require you to do setup, but in general, it's a higher level of service and you should expect to pay for that service, right? Now, with that being said, that does mean that drivers also do need to be held to a higher standard. Don't come in looking all sloppy and crazy, follow instructions as far as if they want you to call them or meet you in a certain area in the building. And of course, making sure that everything is neatly spread out. Now, of course, there are certain requests that you can't follow. Of course, you're not there to serve the food. You're not supposed to come in direct contact with the food as far as opening up the trays and all of that. But I would say as long as their requests are reasonable, that should be something that is expected of you. Even just a simple thing of making sure you have the right equipment on hand, having the necessary bags, making sure you have like a cart or something to transport the food to and from, just basic things. It's just certain things that, I feel like personally as a driver of these types of platforms, when you're dealing with food and catering, I should say specifically, drivers need to be held to a higher standard, right? If you want those high payouts, you got to go ahead and work for it. Okay. So, if we do get to that point where it is mandatory gratuity, we're going to have to earn it. Okay. We're going to have to earn it. So like I said, making sure you're having your bags, cart or a wagon or whatever, making sure you're following instructions, laying the food out in a neat spread, whatever it takes. But yeah, like I said, honestly, it's about time they did change this Easy Cater tip pool, because I remember getting an order for Subway. It was like $1,100 of Subway, and it was tip pool. And I think the total payout for it was going to be like maybe $40, maybe $50. $1,100 of Subway would have been a lot of stuff. And I would have been upset if I only received, a partial tip. So with this scale, you're receiving an order 1,000 plus, you're guaranteed at least $100 for gratuity. So, if I got $100 to deliver $1,000 worth of Subway, I would take that. I honestly would take that. As long as the mileage was cool, I think I would take that. So only time will tell how this is going to work out. So if you happen to see this video after the 14th and you have had the opportunity to see how this new gratuity system with Easy Cater works, let me know how it works out for you. And of course, I know when I do finally get another DeliverThat order, I will go ahead and share my thoughts with you as well, as far as if I thought it was worth it. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about this change with Easy Cater. Do you think it is much better than the tip pool, or do you think that they can do more to improve? So let me know in the comments. Now, before I go, I have to remind you guys to leave a like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you do not miss a video. But I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm gonna catch you guys on the next one. And as always, stay safe out there and keep grinding.